Last week, the Iranian women's national football team, so think American soccer, refused to sing the national anthem of the Islamic regime at the opening match of the Asian Cup. So, in front of the entire world, they chose to participate in a form of protest. It was such a powerful act of defiance amid these escalating tensions in the Middle East. I've got it playing on the screen here again if you're watching at youtube.com. You see the women, the soccer players or football players. They're standing there silently. They're wearing their compulsory hijabs. They have to wear them. These players, for not participating or singing their form of national anthem, they were immediately labeled as traitors and enemies of the state by Iranian state television. Actually, commentator Mohammad Reza Shahbazi declared that anyone who takes a step against the country under war conditions must be dealt with more severely, even going as far to say that their silence was the height of shamelessness and betrayal. And you just have to imagine that these women, they knew that they weren't just putting themselves in harm's way, but also their family members were being put in grave danger by their acts of defiance. They know that if they go back home, they face almost certain persecution, almost certain execution. Because the tournament was in Australia, the Iranian women's soccer players made it very clear that they were attempting to seek asylum in Australia. The Australian government inexplicably dragged their feet on saving these girls really right up until the last possible second, where 5 girls ended up escaping and claiming asylum. Once again, I think important to mention here, we have President Trump making impact on a global stage. I really don't believe that the Australian government would have operated like this had President Trump not put this out on Truth Social, saying, Australia is making a terrible humanitarian mistake by allowing the Iran national women's soccer team to be forced back to Iran, where they will most likely be killed. Don't do it, Mr. Prime Minister. Give asylum. The U.S. will take them if you want. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. Here's a photo on screen of the 5 players from Iran's women's national team. That these women, by the way, for a little context, they had to flee their hotel, escape their hotel in Australia, immediately seek police protection to be granted asylum and a visa. And what do you notice about this picture on screen? Which I will say the first thing that I noticed was that these women are no longer wearing their hijab. They're showing their beautiful hair. And look at their faces, the smiles on their face. They look like they've been returned to life. They have a natural smile, joy that is radiating from their innocent faces. And like I said, I really don't think this would have happened without President Trump. I wish the whole women's soccer team could have been saved. And there's no telling, truthfully. I hate to be morbid or dark, but there's no telling what happens to the rest of that Iranian women's national team once they get back to Iran. They've been labeled by their entire state media as unforgivable wartime traitors. They're not going to be welcomed back with open arms. And so my thoughts on this is, number one, we live in the freest nation in the entire world. And I am so incredibly grateful and proud to be an American, where because of our brave service members, you can go to New York City if you want to and stand in a circle and scream about the patriarchy or scream about our president that you call a dictator or our government. And guess what? You're never going to face political persecution for it. I might call you stupid for it, but that's the beauty of living in America, is I get to call you stupid for your stupid actions, but guess what? You get to carry out your stupid actions freely. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Riley Gaines Show. Be sure to follow us here on youtube.com/Riley Gaines. You can subscribe. That way you never miss an episode. You can follow us over on Instagram at Riley Gaines Show. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave comments here. You can DM us over on Instagram. We want your feedback. We want to know what you want to hear about. We want to know what guests you want to see on the show. Be sure to share these episodes far and wide. It helps tremendously when you do. You can share it with your friends or your parents or your neighbors. Heck, why don't you share this with that liberal in your life? You know the one I'm talking about. Share it with the person who needs to hear this message the most. We'll see you guys later.